Hi everyone, Mike here with February 2019 Merch by Amazon sales update. Last month, just like the last, I would say 4 to 5 months, has been another great month. Very, very good. Total number of items sold, as you can see here, 252 for the total royalties of $618.24. Now, before I go on comparing February to the last couple of months, let's look at some of the activity over the last week and over the last couple of days, I guess. My average number of sales right now is hovering around, let's say, 10 a day. As you can see here, there are a few days that are 11, 17, a bunch of 9s, 12s, but again, on average, as you can see here, 10, 11, and that's not so bad. I was expecting this month to be actually last month to be a little better, but I've had such a high number of products go down, as you can see here, for due to no sales, that right now I'm actually hovering around 3,000 designs live that I have. If I did this probably 4 or 5 weeks ago, I had a 4,000 or close to 4,000 designs live, and because it's been 6 months since my big tier up, I've had like I said, a huge number of products go live. Now, while they were actually being taken down, at the same time, I've uploaded probably about 500 to 700 new products, and a lot of them pop sockets. And now I'm actually getting into t-shirts, well, getting back into t-shirts, getting back into long sleeves and hoodies, which is something that I was actually staying away from. And I'll explain in a minute why that's happened. So today's sales, as you can see, it's kind of halfway through the day. 7 sales, top units sold. I have again one, top seller that's you can't even compare the other items to that one, just because it is Amazon's choice, and it has that Amazon tag, and it's not a bad design. I have over 20 reviews, and I think the rating is hovering around 4, maybe like 3.8, and most of the negative feedback is due to the quality of the product and not the design. So it's still selling a lot. I would say this item specifically, probably in December and January, was hitting over 200 a month, and 120, it's still not so bad. Again, top royalties, same thing. That one item has earned me $261, and then as you can see, t-shirt and pop sockets, they're hovering from 5 to 10 a month, which is I can't complain. That's actually good. If you have a number of products that are selling 5 to 10 a month, and then you have a bunch of them, that's actually a good way to make some money. Okay, let's look at the last few months. So today is March 3rd, so 24 products sold so far. Last month, 252, like I mentioned, and then the last few months, as you can see, I mean, they were just record setting months. Definitely can't compare anything else to October, November, definitely December, and even January. One thing that's actually motivating, I guess, it really keeps me going, is if I look at the difference between last January, which this year, so in a year I've had triple the sales, and then February, even though in comparison to last year's January and February was higher than January, but that's because I had a huge tier up and around this time, and I was listing a lot more products. But basically, about double the number of sales as last February, which is a great start. Another couple of milestones here that I like to point out is I've actually hit over 64,000 in total sales, and the royalties, as you can see here, have reached over 11,000. Now, the other exciting part is I'm getting close. I'm creeping up to 4,000 sales, and I'm expecting the next big tier up, which is going to be amazing because, as I mentioned earlier, I've definitely changed the approach in the way that I do research. I've hired somebody to help me list products, so I'm actually able to upload a lot more, very quickly, and then the some of the new moves basically that I've made, I've noticed that they're actually paying off. So let's just do a quick review here, and I'll talk about two tools that I've started using, and simply because people have actually asked me the two, kind of main questions. How do you do your research? So how do you, come up with your brand name, your title, even your descriptions? And then the second part was basically because, I'm able to upload 400 designs in a day. They're saying, how do you upload so many designs every day? And there's certain tools that I use, certain websites, extensions, and I'll be talking about those. But what I'm going to do in the next couple of minutes is basically just go over two of my favorite that answer those questions. And then I'm going to do another video actually looking at maybe 5 or 6 different things that I use every day that I would say anybody that's at a higher tier cannot live without. So again, 252 total sales, $618.24 royalties, and right now I'm hovering around 10 sales a day. The first tool that I wanted to mention is the answer to the question, how do you come up with designs? How do you do your keyword research? How do you come up with new niches and all that kind of stuff? This is what I've started using, I would say, over the last couple of weeks, and it's already paying off. Now, I'm very hesitant when it comes to new software, new extensions, tools, but this is actually very useful. So let's see what it does. There are a couple of key basically categories that this tool helps you with. The number one thing is the niche finder, or if you call it niche, whatever the case is. Basically what this does is every single day when you log in, there are 100 new products that are specifically uploaded for you, and they're all 100 different niches. So what you can do is basically based on the BSR, based on the number of monthly sales, you can kind of figure out what works for you and pick designs that I guess customers are interested in. So what you can do is you can get ideas on brand names, titles, and then you can see, for example, I'll pick maybe 5 or 10 different products that sell 5 to 10 times a month, and maybe improve that design or have something similar. I would say this is definitely one of my favorite tools. Product search. Now, again, this is definitely something that I'm liking a lot, and it's very powerful. There's so many things that you can actually analyze with this, but one of my favorite things is to look at products that I am interested in. So if I have an idea about a product, I want to see, for example, based on the BSR and actually the upload date. So I want to see, for example, products in my categories of interest that have been uploaded, let's say in the last week or two, that have already started selling a lot. So I want to see if it's actually worth it, because sometimes I'll come up with what I think is a great idea, and then I'll notice that nothing is selling. And then other things, for example, where I would think that this is an okay idea, I noticed that there's a large number of sales for products that were uploaded, for example, in that category within like 2 weeks. So it's very exciting. It just gives you a lot of answers. Another part here is they call it Brand Scout, and it's basically, this is where you can actually look at top selling designs based on certain brands. So if there's a brand that you are familiar with, that you know of, you can actually go through this in detail and see which of their designs are selling. And then this is the answer for everybody. It's the smart keywords. It simply just gives you suggestions of keywords based on your interest. And again, great. This is stuff that you can actually put in your brand name, in your title, and all your description points. Again, the link is down below. The service costs, I think, 39 bucks a month. There's a 7-day free trial, but again, definitely worth it. It's already paid off, and I love it. One last thing before I wrap up answers my second question, which is how are you able to upload so many designs every single day? And this is it. It's called Merch Buddy, and basically gives you the ability to open 10 or 20 different tabs, upload your images, and then basically copy and paste all the product descriptions. And it makes it so easy. So if all of them are based on the same category, same brand, similar titles, all you have to do is basically change 1 or 2 words, and you're able to upload maybe 10 or 20 designs in a few minutes. Honestly, like 2 to 3 minutes if you really get the system down. Again, check out the video. I think they have their own little preview video. I'm going to include it in the description below, but amazing tools. If you have anything to share, any kind of questions that you actually have, or maybe some advice that you would like other people to know about, please leave a comment below. But like every other time, thank you for watching.